Well, the first thing is to welcome elections, but I must ask a huge question about their legitimacy, simply because the Muslim Brotherhood, which is a great political movement, not just in Egypt, but it was founded in Egypt, but throughout the world, the Middle East, has been defined as a terrorist organization.
You really love these guys, huh?
No, I think not that.
You're calling them a great movement. I mean,
it is a great movement.
Okay.
And they're an Egyptian. They were born and created in Egypt. And I believe they articulate the aspirations of many people in the Middle East and many Egyptians.
You were saying the Muslim Brotherhood.
No, the Muslim Brotherhood, by any standard, is a great organization. I also do not believe, I have seen no evidence, that for many years, that it's been involved in terrorism.
Okay.
In Egypt. I mean, I see it as being a pragmatic, a cautious movement, which many of whose leading figures were remarkably brave, because they were not allowed to agitate by the military regimes which have run Egypt for so many years.
Okay, how about the investigation that's been called for by the British government here? Do you stand against it?
Yeah, I think it's completely mad, yeah.
Why do you think the government here has decided to do that?
Because I think it's done so because it wanted to please Saudi Arabia.
Why is that? I mean, why please Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia is terrified of the Muslim Brotherhood because it has its own brand of political Islam, which is not democratic in any way. It has a autocratic royal family, and Muslim Brotherhood speaks for, and this is why it must be part of any political solution in Egypt, very often for the poorest and least advantaged people. It's non-violent in Egypt.
What is non-violent in Egypt?
Muslim Brotherhood.
How do you know?
I have seen no evidence of any kind of Muslim Brotherhood terrorism, and I think the allegations are politically motivated and don't carry weight.
Why do we come and say these are allegations are politically motivated and these are not allegations and they are proven, even though neither this is proven nor this is proven?
I've seen no evidence at all, and I have looked into it.
You have looked into it. British government was trying to please Saudi Arabia.
I think that, look, I don't know. It's a bit unfair in a way, because to judge motive, we can't be certain of motive. The fact that Sir John Jenkins, the British ambassador in Saudi Arabia, has been put in charge of this investigation makes it appear to me that this is a politically motivated investigation. You can't be we know what the Saudi Arabian regime thinks of the Muslim Brotherhood. They regard them, they define them as terrorists. They regard them as a mortal threat to the legitimacy, I think, of the House of Saud. And if you really wanted to have a serious investigation into the Muslim Brotherhood, you would put a judicial figure, a judge, in charge of such an investigation. To put our man in Riyadh, to put the British ambassador, who has to report to the Saudi court all the time, in charge of this investigation, means that it is worthless.
Is this corruption on the part of the British government?
I would... I've always been careful about the use of words.
Okay.
But
what would
I mean, you've got to notice that the British government has many commercial interests in Saudi Arabia. It needs to sell arms to Saudi. It needs to buy oil from Saudi. There are strategic interests. It needs to have a relationship with Saudi Arabia. Was this investigation announced in order to please King Abdullah?